Greetings and welcome to another Patch Notes video here, where it's about games, a weekly video series that lets us host discussions and post opinion pieces about our various thoughts on whatever we feel like as far as games go. It's a discussion this week. I flipped things around when I realised, everyone's got to be at least partly free at this point. I was halfway through writing an essay, and then I was like, hang on a minute. I'm not going anywhere. Moody's not going anywhere. Nobody's going anywhere except Keith. But yeah, so I thought let's get together and do a discussion because I got a big list of discussions I've wanted to do. I've never found the time to do them. So this week we're discussing game adaptations we'd like to see, which has been on the cards for I don't know. When did I mention it to you, Moody? January?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. So yeah, we're just going to go through, talk about some games we would like to see get adapted into films, TV shows, animated, live action, comics and books if you want. But I mean, I'm not going there. I'm all about what I can watch on Netflix and or Amazon Prime.
Or Disney Plus now, as it is now launched over here in the UK.
And I'm going to use that 7-day free trial so I can watch all the Mighty Ducks movies. Hell yeah. Should we kick things off with...
Why not?
Oh, I should have got a random number generator or something. Keith, you haven't been on a video for a while. Kick things off. What's your first video game you want to see get adapted?
My first pick is no surprise to anyone who's watched a lot of our videos because I bring it up pretty much all the time. That's Titanfall 2. Think about the plot of that game. Think about how amazing that game. That would actually kind of work as a film. Because spoiler alert, there'll be a timestamp possibly. When you can come out. Yeah, it's quite no
Game's
game.
Been out for a few years now.
Yeah.
If you've clicked on a thing that says, a video that says we're going to be discussing, what games we want to be adapted, you've got to expect spoilers. If you don't, we just told you, so...
Yeah, so you start off, and it's literally sort of this is an introduction to Titanfall and stuff. You just no instrument. You drop, your mentor figure gets killed. You take over his Titan. You go on this epic journey through some incredible set pieces, in brilliant levels. I think that would make a really good film. To be honest, proper budget live action film. Could be
An
really
expensive
cool.
one, that's for sure.
The
Pacific
end
Rim.
of which,
So expensive.
Oh, yeah.
the end of which would be somewhat heartbreaking. But yeah, maybe if we did get that film, we get a third game. Because I'm not seeing that premium content.
The ending would just be like the sequel hook, and then we never get another one. Also, I hope if they do adapt it, they adapt it as Titanfall 2. So that, because Titanfall didn't have, let's be fair, didn't have a story. But it'd be cool if the movie was just Titanfall 2 and everyone was like, what happened to Titanfall 1? Exactly.
Yeah.
Great game, no story. I like that. I like that idea. Like a big action movie.
Yeah.
You adapt the set pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Bit less platforming, a bit more shooting and violence.
The one bit where the platforming would actually really be awesome is the bit with the battlefield construction. Where you're hopping through the thing where they're assembling the preset fabs for the building for the battlefield, and you're just like, what the hell is going on here? What they're building? And then you just get there and it's like, oh. And it's like, next scenario.
With the right director and the right cinematographer, you definitely, that sequence and the time jumping sequence,
the time jump
could be legitimately really, really good, movie set piece. But you'd have to get the right director for it. Michael Bay wouldn't be able to handle that.
Or you can handle the explosions.
The explosions he could handle. The thing I never understood about Michael Bay's explosions is, why do the explosions have explosions coming out of them? Because this was pointed out at me once, and I've never been able to unsee it since, where it's there's an explosion, but then there's fireworks in the explosion, and they just start exploding. It's like, oh god, I can't deal with Michael Bay. Moody, hit me with a pick of goodness. I noticed you were very quiet during that Titanfall 2 discussion. I got no idea why.
Titanfall sucks.
Don't do it. Don't. We've had this argument for months. Just leave it.
I could go on there, but I won't. I'm going to pick game I've just literally completed, Ori. Ori game, animated feature from Sony Animated Pictures with the writing crew from Lord and Miller, in the same type of animation style of Spider-Verse cross between with Avatar: The Last Airbender with the fights. I think you could have some amazing. I think with the storytelling they could tell as well, and it's a simple story as well, so it can hit home really hard with beautiful effects. It can be like what, say 90 minutes, say 90 minutes to almost 2 hours. Be perfect. That especially if it flows fast, nice and simple. Yeah, I think that would be pretty darn good.
I agree.
First one would be like definitely. I'm only partway through the second one, but the first one definitely would make a brilliant animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of animated movies. Wait for the third game come out, they make an animated movie out of it. And you'd be able to experience the story without and keep your thumbs pointing in the right direction.
Yeah.
Which would be nice.
Tree.
Yes, I remember that tree. Even 5 years later.
That game remembers that tree.
5 years later, I still remember that tree. I've got a list on my phone. I was going to start with the obvious one, and I decided that I'm not going to do that. It's not obvious. It's just obvious that I mention it all the time, like Keith. My first pitch is for a TV show. I think these are all TV shows. My first one is XCOM, because that just lends itself really well to a TV series. Like Earth's Under Attack. You know, you've got the bad guys constantly like launching their invasions on the planet. You've got an inbuilt set of characters. Like you'd have the people who are running the XCOM departments, you know, the engineering, the scientist who was in charge. Get epic trailer voice guy to still be the shadowy, you know, hello commander, that guy. Yeah. And then you've got the soldiers who go out and do all the fighting and stuff.
And die.
And it's a bit like Game of Thrones. People will die.
But will it piss people off like Game of Thrones at the
end? It depends how they end it, really. Like, I love the XCOM games, but if they deviated from the narrative of the XCOM, like the rebooted XCOM games, I'd be fine with it, because I feel like the big moments of that, of like a TV show based on XCOM would be like, there'd be like a terror mission, right? The first ever terror mission. It would just be like the fucking aliens are going batshit on Prague or something, yeah. And they're just fucking everything up. It's like, go ahead and just like, yeah, that would be a really cool, like, big episode. But it would be fun. I think it would be a really cool series. XCOM.
And then the second series, it turns out the commando was unconscious the whole...
No, we're not doing the Dallas. Was it Dallas? Dynasty.
Yes. Yeah, no, yeah,
Dallas.
You know,
Dynasty.
he was...
He was in the shower. He came out of the shower.
She was asleep. Find out
she was asleep. He walked out the shower, and it was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And it was all a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Keith.
Yes.
What's next?
My next pick, controversially, is I want a show made by the creators of the actual game. And that's Overwatch. Because, damn, their shorts can be quite powerful and beautiful. So we just got them ranking, like... I wouldn't even mind if it was just a series of, like... one-offs, which were only vaguely tied... that all exist in the same world.
Like an anthology.
Yes, an anthology series. I would love an anthology series. Because let's face it, they made everyone kind of cry when that Bastion show came out. The last Bastion. If they can do that about a robot who can't speak in a short video about a first-person shooter, they have a lot of talent there. They have amazing CGI animation techniques. Why haven't we seen a series of this?
Because comics. Because they're doing comics and it's fine. I don't know. I've asked this question multiple times. Like, why haven't they just done something with Overwatch's like story and lore and characters and backstory, because yeah, like we're gonna get single player missions in Overwatch 2, but it's like, I didn't like the single player missions in Overwatch 1 when I'd never played them. But like then you watch like an Overwatch animated shot, and it's just like, that was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Props. Even at BlizzCon last year, when I was pissed as fuck at Blizzard, I still watched the Overwatch animated shot, and I was still like, that's still legitimately amazing. Like, holy fuck.
Was that the Ash one?
No, God no. That was it was the that was like May was there, and everybody thought she was gonna die, and there was a big robot, and
yes,
yeah, that one.
Cool.
It was. It wasn't even funny when May got hurt, and everyone was like, "Are they gonna kill May because we turned her into a symbol of the Hong Kong Revolution?" Yeah. Oh my god. It's not about China. Moody, hit me with another one.
This one's going to be interesting because I think, especially because I think I don't like this game, Amy, or this trilogy of games, should I say. But I think what they could do for TV show, a mini series overall, like say 10 episodes, one off. I think they could really flush out the main character in a way that actually makes her good, a character to root for and everything, because she was not that in the game. I think it'd be perfect for what Hollywood is going for right now. They are very pro diversity. They want to pro out for women and everything like that. So that you're seeing a lot of that, and in Hollywood and films and everything. And if they can do this right for this character, I think they'd be perfect. I'm gonna pick Final Fantasy 13 to make Lightning better, because she sucks as a character personally. I don't like her one bloody bit. She is the most mopiest character I've ever seen, and she's the person who you should be rooting for and everything, and that's how it is for me. And you should be rooting for her, liking her and everything, and you just didn't do that for me in the game. You don't do that. I think you can change it up, still have her dark worry past and everything like that, but make her a character who's actually you like and care for and root for. And I think you could do that in a nice 10 episode one-off short, epic epic fantasy, with great fights, with great character developments with the other characters. Like Snow, he sucked as well. No offense, Troy Baker, you're brilliant, but that character sucked. Make him better, and you could make all the characters better, because they aren't really any that good. But you can do that, and just really I think you could do a really good job with that.
Oh, fair enough. I'm gonna be honest. I played about 5 hours of Final Fantasy 13 whenever it came out, 08 or 09, whenever it was, and then I found out, like, oh, it's not that good now, but it gets good after 35 hours, and I went, all right. Like, you seen the gif, the meme of Ron Swanson, where like he's on the computer and then he throws the computer in the dumpster. That was the same sort of thing. Where I was like, someone was like, it gets good after 35 hours. And I went, okay, cool. And then I went and traded the game in. Because I wasn't spending that much time putting it in. But
yeah. I openly admit I've never completed that game because I just couldn't connect with the characters. I was just like, this is just bad. If I can't connect to the characters, I really can't get along with a game most of the time. That's why I didn't really click with Red Dead that much. I'm thinking, I'm really not clicking with you or anything like that. So it's the same thing. Not Red Dead 2, I mean. Not Red Dead 1 I love. But yeah, Final Fantasy 13, I think you could just true character development, deep dive into these characters with epic action, epic fantasy adventure to try and save the world or whatever.
Yeah, whatever they were doing. I remember there was a dude with a chocobo who lived in his hair, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little one, little baby chocobo.
Yeah, I was wondering
hair every now and again,
like Snowball or whatever from
Yeah.
know.
That's cool. I hadn't thought about that. Like taking a game that wasn't great and making it good via a different medium.
You say it wasn't great, but they made 3 like Final Fantasy 13s.
They
Great
did.
doesn't mean it didn't sell.
It did.
Yeah.
That's Michael Bay.
It's Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
it sold.
My brother's played them.
Although they did have to. Sorry. They did have to make her boobs bigger for the not the sequel, the other one, the third one.
Yeah.
Whatever the third one was called. I remember that was the...
thought that.
No, I just don't remember it with the thing. It was the thing everybody was making fun of at the time. It was funny. I guess it's me. Here's mine. Something that speaks to me and neither of you two. So I'm just going to cut you guys out of the conversation for a minute because you guys don't play these types of games. But when I was sitting down to think about what would make a really cool movie and or show, I'd go either way on this. On this one. It's like making my list, checking it twice. And I'd settled on Bloodborne as a movie and or show because the setting of that game is amazing. I could just imagine, like, I could picture it as like a thing that exists, like as a movie or a show, and it just looking amazing. Like for starters, like if Guillermo del Toro directed Bloodborne, like I just imagine how that would fucking look. It would be incredible. Like the story is mostly told through lore, so it would be quite a minimalist sort of thing. It would be more of a moody, atmospheric thing instead of being like necessarily like plot driven. Game Pass is just sending me notifications again. They're really hammering those for some reason at the moment, and like I imagine it as that. I think it will be a really cool gothic horror, like a slow burn kind of thing. Like, you know, like you explore in this ruined town during the hunt when all of the people out on the streets are just like on the hunt trying to kill you. Or the main character, I guess, since this isn't a video game. Unless they do something really weird like Bandersnatch with it, which I wouldn't recommend. But I feel like that would be a fascinating thing to watch. I really do. Like
Screams like The Witcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I thought about Dark Souls and I was like, for whatever reason, I don't get away with Dark Souls as much as I do with Bloodborne.
I think Bloodborne would be better. Bloodborne would be better for lore.
Yeah. Like, it's a self-contained thing. It was all one game, and they haven't made a sequel since.
That we know of.
Sequel. Come on. But, no, I think it will be a really cool, like, either like a 2-hour movie, or you could make it into like a mini-series. Like, 6 to 10 episodes. Like, you just like having each episode focus on a different boss encounter, and just have the episode be about learning about who the boss is. Like who the character is or was before they were corrupted and became a giant hulking Cthulhu-esque monstrosity.
Nice.
You can make it like quite melancholy and bittersweet and quite scary.
That would be pretty epic. That. I won't lie.
Plus, you could start it the exact same way that the game starts and just be like, "This is your main character," and he wakes up in Yharnam, and it's like, or he or she, because it was a created character. Like the main character wakes up and it's like, this is the main character, this is the person you're going to be rooting for the entire time, and then they walk through a door and a wolf kills them.
Die, wolf, die.
And then they wake up in the hunter's dream. That was 2. How many does everyone have, by the way? I thought I probably should have asked before.
I can just keep on going. I can just.
I've got a couple. I mean, Moody did steal one of mine, but yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
The original Ori, I think would really work as an animated one.
Well, let's keep this train rolling then. Keith, what's your next one?
Well, my next one would work really well as either an Amazon or Netflix style series, but it does come with a slight problem.
Okay.
You have to create another TV series within the TV series that you're creating.
Mm-hmm.
I think Amy's already guessed which one I'm going for. I'm going for Alan Wake. And, like, obviously the Night Springs within it.
Night Springs. So, wait, are you talking about, like, you would create Alan Wake and Night Springs as, like, TV shows?
The thing is, because, like, the Night Spring TV shows, which you keep finding throughout the thing, are on in the background. And, like, the relief, like, they give some comedy and, like, light to, what's the voice of a dark, like, story. But I do like the idea because they like have like several like mini episodes like just running in the background, and then you could just like have them as like an Easter egg.
So, before you keep going with the rest of the pitch, so no, what you do is you have Alan Wake, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, you have episode 1, and then during one scene in episode 1, like the Night Springs episode is playing in the background of a scene somewhere. But then once you finish watching Alan Wake, then you go to the Night Springs website, and it's a little web series. So after every episode, they put the full Night Springs episode up on the website.
I think it's like 5 to 10 minute like program at most.
Yeah.
For like the Night Springs, and then you've got the like Alan Wake episode, which like follows like the chapters of the story. So it's like probably wouldn't be that long, like a series, but it would be awesome.
It'd be mind bending. Like if it was like the original Star Wars game, where it's like, everything I'm writing is coming alive.
Yeah.
Would you have voiceover narration?
You'd have to, right? Yeah.
You'd have to, right?
Yeah. I was assuming that was something you're going to be doing in Bloodborne as well, for some of the lore.
Well, maybe. I feel like there's ways to with Bloodborne. I think there'd be ways to do it in the environment and stuff. It'd be a show you'd have to pay attention to. Whereas with Alan Wake,
blink and you miss it.
Yeah. Whereas like Alan Wake, it's like of course you would have to have voiceover because he's literally going to be reading from pages like that he's written. Unless you have cutaway. No, that would be stupid. And really confusing. If you were like cut into the actual thing that was happening on the page because something that was about that, like, okay. That would be mental. That's a good pick. I like that.
Yeah.
Moody.
This is an obvious one because there's already been rumors of this is going to come one day and everything like that, but Mass Effect trilogy. As a film, 10 episode for Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3. I think it could really delve into the characters and the story and the lore really perfect for it. Yeah, that's how it is for me. I think that would be one that would be pretty darn epic.
I think it'd be pretty epic. Yeah, because like the way the Mass Effect games, or at least the first two, no, all three of them, are like set up in terms of the way they work is like there's obvious touchstones where you could say this is an episode and this is an episode and this is an episode, like the big moments are the main missions. Yeah, my Mass Effect TV series could work. I'm not going to make a Star Trek Picard reference right now because it's just sitting right there in front of me to make a joke about Star Trek Picard, but instead I'll just pitch my next idea. I've tweeted this. I've talked about it on the podcast multiple times. The one, like a TV show I want to see would be Apex Legends. Or like an animated series. Or an animated movie. Because they've got good characters. They've got a cool world. And outside of a few voice lines and some cool character reveals, well, they're not really doing anything with it. And I think they could. Like, if they actually decided to tell a story with it. I think the thing I pitched on Twitter like last year, and then found it in my time hop like a few days ago, was was like, oh, what if like they were just doing the Apex games like normal, and then I don't know, the IMC's coming to like fuck some shit up for some reason. Like, I don't know, you guys figure it out, writers of Hollywood, but like we have to all the characters of like the Apex champions have to work together in like a dirty dozen. Seven Samurai type storyline. I think that would be sweet. I think the different characters and their different abilities would make some really cool action sequences. I think the interplay between the characters would be really fun. And I think it would be a really good time. Whether it's a film. It
would be interesting, that's for sure. Like a giant battle royale Hunger Games type thing.
Yeah.
With just 3 of the characters and then like throwing a random batch of people who they're just going to mutilate them.
Yeah, because like it'd be like there'd be the 60, because in the original reveal trailer it was like, they were just like murdering like random faceless people. So but it's like it could like be a thing where it starts off as like a battle royale thing. It's just very straight laced with it, and then it is a case of they need to work together for some reason.
Yeah.
And that's how like it progresses. Or you could just make a battle royale movie with the Apex Legends characters. That could work too.
Why not?
Do both. Do one and then do the sequel where they all have to work together. And then do the third one where it's like they're all retired, but they have to come out of retirement for one last game. Except Pathfinder, 'cause I doubt he would retire. Keith,
Yeah.
what's next?
I have several different things that I go, which are kind of niche films, and some of them I think Amy would really like. And one of them is about something that she's never played, so I'll go for the one that I'm thinking that you'd probably like.
Pandering to the
Very-
host is always a good idea.
I'm trying to remember the name of it. There's like a type of like filming which is like done in sort of very like grayish natural light. And it's these a lot of like found footage horror films and stuff. But I was
Sepia.
kind of
Sepia? Or sepia, or whatever it's called.
no, probably not. Because I think that's a yellow color. No, I was thinking of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Just
What?
like a whole trip down mental dysfunction and madness.
That's what we're going through right now, mate. We don't need it.
Yeah, but I was thinking you could do some really interesting things with the audio on that, for the audio track of the film, especially in the cinema.
In a cinema,
Ooh.
you could, sure.
Yeah.
On your phone. Which is where some people would watch this film on their phone.
Yeah, it would
Bad
not. I would say
people,
kind of
bad
neat,
people.
not like a big.
I'm looking up film tints. Like, so what kind of film are you thinking? Like, because you mentioned found footage horror. Like, was that what you were thinking?
I remember listening to something on a podcast once. There was a specific sort of like film genre thing you can get an award for. It's very much about you have to be shot in a certain like film thing, certain like you can't bring things into the environment that you're recording.
Like the
But I can't
Blair
remember what the
Witch
name of it is
Project.
because it's been ages since I've hung out with film students. Yeah, so very much sort of like the gritty sort of feel that you get at the beginning of that, and this whole descent into madness of just loss and psychosis and just the inability to like move forward and going into this sort of realm of self-delusion and self-analysis, really, with the whole thing with the voice that speaks to her and stuff. But it's her face that's talking, and it's got that whole very deep voice, which I can't replicate because I don't have a voice changer. But I think that would be a really cool horror film.
Yeah, it'd be it'd be psychological horror film,
Yeah, psychological horror.
which is cool. I like psychological horror films.
Mm-hmm. Hence my pandering.
I'm getting bored of the ones that are just like, here's a loud noise all of a sudden. Like, oh, it was just a cat. Moody, what's next?
Evolved.
Oh, yeah.
In the vein of Predator.
That was a game. Ooh, in the vein of Predator.
That'll be pretty decent. Quick,
That would be pretty
simple,
decent.
to the point. Nothing too half-assed, anything like that. You're a group of people, you're going in, and you get mutilated by this giant monster, and you're going to take it out somehow.
Yeah.
Does that mean Arnold Schwarzenegger has to wrap himself up into mud and everything and roar really loudly and call him an ugly mother effer? Yeah, maybe that might be true, but it'd be pretty perfection.
That would be pretty cool. So for anyone that doesn't remember Evolve, because you might not,
No one
that's
does.
that's understandable. Evolve was a 4v1 asynchronous multiplayer game where 4 people took on the roles of different hunters, hunting a giant monster being played by a 5th player. And it was a really great idea. And sometimes you could play that game and it would be really awesome, but most of the time, something went wrong. Like the teams were mismatched in some way, and it was not great. But a Predator-style Evolve movie, where it's like the 4 characters, like hunting a giant monster. But are they the hunters or the hunted? See, it's writing itself. That you put that on the movie poster.
Yeah. Basically.
That's great. I would never in a million years have thought of that. That's so cool.
That's what I mean.
This is why he runs a movie podcast. I should have let you host this. You just give us your ideas and we just react to them. That would have been so much. That would have worked just as well. For my next one, I'm gonna probably slightly be pan. I'm gonna reciprocate, Keith. You gave me one that you knew I would like. I'm gonna give you one that I know you would like. I want to see. It could be a limited mini-series or it could be an ongoing thing. Monster Prom, because that would be an amazing comedy show.
Like a high school like teen romp, but
Yeah.
they're monsters.
But they're
Yeah.
monsters, and you just
And
like
the ones you try to romance are the main cast.
you just have the main characters. So like
Yeah.
you have the 4 selectable characters, and you have the 6 main characters, and then you have the side characters like the Coven and the Slayer, and it's just a comedy set in high school with the same tone
Mhm.
and the same characters as the game.
Yeah.
It'd be brilliant.
It would be brilliant, and it would be 18 rated every time Holly opened their
100%.
mouth. I mean,
Oh, it's an adult cartoon. Like, there's no
Yeah.
doubt about that. But
yeah,
if like you bring in full voice acting, you give the characters are all animated, keep the
Yeah.
art style. It'd be one of my new favorite Netflix series. For sure.
yeah.
It'd be so good.
It would be, yeah.
Oh my god.
Simple and to the point.
Oh yeah, just thinking
A bit
about it
nuts.
like makes me want to play the game again. Keith, do you have any more?
Yeah. So Blade Runner style like art direction. Transistor. By Supergiant Games.
Yeah.
I've never got to the end of that, so I don't really know what the full story is. But that was amazing, sort of like cyberpunk-esque story. But also the music, because the main character you're playing as is, I think she's a lounge singer.
She's not lounge singer.
Yeah, and she's got a stained glass greatsword, which is like a foot and a half wide, with the mind of her boyfriend in. Man,
It's all true.
that's finding out what happened to him and everything. That would be amazing. Especially if the actress that got to play Red could sing, because you could just have a pseudo musical as well with like her like singing and like
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the game, right? So
yeah,
like it would also be part of the like music would be a big part of the whatever movie, TV show. Moody. I was just about to pitch one, and then I was like, wait, Moody has to go first.
In the vein of Band of Brothers or the
This is
Pacific,
going to be good.
Ubisoft's Valiant Hearts.
Oh my god.
4-part episode just telling that story of World War. It was 2, wasn't it? They were in, or was it 1?
One.
I can't. 1, yeah.
Yeah, it was well done.
Do that same vein of like Band of Brothers character development, just showing you the horrors but keeping it focused on the characters. That I think pretty damn good.
That would be awesome. I'm all for like Band of Brothers style stuff. Like I remember, this is going to be a weird one, but bear with me. There was an episode of Stargate where they completely switched up the filming the way they filmed the episodes, so that the action was like pretty much there was like a long action set piece where it was pretty much like Band of Brothers instead of being like the normal action, and it was amazing. Like I wish they did it more often like that, but
is that the one where the doctor died?
Yeah, I was literally thinking that as well. Yeah.
yeah, where they just switched up the action completely, so it was basically like an action sequence out of Band of Brothers, and I was like, that's amazing.
They basically went, huh. We can do that.
What if we did that with spaceships and aliens and Jafar? Kree. That was what they said.
Jafar, Kree,
Yeah.
Jafar, Kree.
We need to
Yeah,
do
that's
this.
good.
We need to do this podcast, this episode thing, in the opposite direction. At some
Well,
point.
now what films?
What
or
do we want to
TV
see adapted into games?
Yeah, that could be part 2.
That's going to be part 2. Stay tuned for that at some point in the near future. I don't know when we're going to get to it because we're all going to be like super busy, for the next few weeks. Just
Really busy.
just slammed.
I expect to go to the White House one day. I don't know. Like,
Oh, you know,
feel
like
I'm
I'm
gonna have
just,
a meal.
I've got so much
without
going on
him.
in life. All right, I got a couple more. I can keep going. Let's go for Fallout. I think in a sort of because I get that Fallout is a parody. It's a parody of like 50s American culture, capitalism. It's a bunch of parody stuff, and it's like it is a sci-fi, post-apocalyptic sci-fi, and as a TV show, it would still be a post-apocalyptic sci-fi. But like in terms of the tone of like a show, I feel like how almost like a Western vibe would be really good for it. Set in wherever the fuck America, like whichever part of America you want to
Virginia.
do it. They ruined West Virginia as a video game location, but it would be a really, really good Fallout location. So you could use it as a for a TV show, but like sort of like a Deadwood style kind of thing. So it's like lighter on the action, more about the character interactions. Just set it in a brand new place with brand new characters. Don't adapt any of the stories from any of the Fallout games. And yeah, like post-apocalyptic sci-fi with like the power armor and the mutants, but also like yeah, like give it a Western vibe because it is kind of like a frontier. Most places in Fallout. Like, I think it could do. I think that could be cool. I think that could
I
be
agree.
cool. Someone's got to do something good with Fallout.
Oh.
I wish. Keith.
So the next one I've got as an idea can be done in two ways. It can be done fully like sort of like immersed in the world, or like gamers. Because I'm thinking Magicka.
Okay. And just so you're, for anyone that doesn't know, the incredibly niche web movie series that you just referenced. Yeah, it's an incredibly niche web movie series about people who play Dungeons and Dragons. And it's one of the funniest. The second movie is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Wait, you do remember you're playing a female character, right? Oh.
It's on Amazon Prime. I'm gonna send you a link, and you are either gonna laugh or you're not gonna get it. But
yeah, if you've played any like role-playing games or anything in the past, you'll get every single joke in it.
it's just funny. What was the game? Sorry, we were talking about the gamers.
Magicka.
Magicka. Yeah, that's the one.
I've read play. Kudos if the film company actually started off with everyone speaking Danish for like 30 seconds, and then it like clicks into if you're speaking English.
Like Hunt for Red October,
Yeah,
but played for laughs.
yeah. Clip my favorite. Well, like we've all seen the launch trailer for Magicka 2, right? Where the guy's just like the major's just going through. It would be hilarious if like the main characters were just all like that, unless they flipped up the game as sort of like where the people are playing it. Like, Sam's like, you can't all be playing wizards. How are you gonna?
Yeah, it will be pretty funny. Like I play, like yeah, like I don't know how they do it because the humor, like with the humor in the game is good, but the reason the games were really funny was because of the things that the players did while they were trying to play it,
Yeah, accidentally crossing the streams for one.
blowing each other up, and
Yeah,
I remember playing that game with you and Russ way back in the day.
yeah. I never got into either of those games, but I did enjoy the few levels I would play.
Moody, what's your next one?
Half-Life.
Topical.
Why not?
Topical.
Very topical right now, yeah. It's not like they finally brought a game out for it, or a new game for it at long
know,
last.
right?
Yeah, Half-Life game. I think it would be a good sci-fi. It could be anything really. Yeah, they could do it as a film, or you could do it as a TV show. Either way, simple to the point. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty good. Like I say, what the story is like: a person comes in to starts a job. Basically, you literally start as like this is my first day on the job and everything type of thing, and literally just go from that. And he's literally said, and it could be literally a running theme. Say if it was if it was an episodic, it could literally be a running theme. This is my first day on the job, mate.
Like the joke in Clerks. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
and it could be literally that for him. He's him going off saving people, and then at the end, obviously kills the big monster or something, and then just literally says, "Well, that was my first day on the job."
Yeah, that's like how
What's
it
the
ends.
second day gonna be?
Just like back in for work tomorrow.
Yeah, something like that. I think that would be something comical. I think that would be work. I think that would work for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually out. I'm just gonna say that right now. Fallout was my last one. I've been looking through a list of games, on Steam, just like the top sellers, just to see if anything sparks any,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing has sparked. So, if anyone's got any other stuff, we'll do one more. Do one more each. Because like I don't want to just be like, well, stop there. So like, if you've got one more each, the best one of the ones that you've got left, if you've got any left. Okay, I think he's gone through his games, Drew.
I'm down to stuff that this would probably make an interesting film, but I'd never watch it. And I don't think anyone would. Which is a game that none of you have played, and this was me going through my Steam library. And the game was Far Alone Sail. Sorry, Far Alone Sails. Yeah, no, it is basically a game where like pretty much everyone on the world. It's like if Fallout is after the apocalypse, this is like way, way, way after the apocalypse. It's like that most of the oceans have dried up, and you've got this one sort of land ship, and you're like the only person you meet in the entire game, and you're basically hunting. You like traveling across like an ocean bed, looking to like find like civilization again, like find some other people. It's just like this one little, I think it's a girl, running around this ship, adding like land ship, adding things onto it to help it go faster or further, and you're constantly looking for the mechanically wise, you're constantly looking for stuff that you can burn in your engine to keep it going forward, and using the sails and like making sure stuff doesn't break and repairing stuff, and kind of like that's boat, but it's just one person left, and then like I think half an hour in, I heard this one piece of music because she finds a music box, and it's like, okay, I had not realized how I was missing just any sort of human interaction apart from my character running back and forward, which was cool. But I think I could make one of those, really like highbrow sort of foreign film, Cannes Film Festival films. So a film I would never really watch, but would be interesting.
You mean a good film? Sorry, I had to go there. That would have killed on Moody's movie podcast. My opinions on films are much more welcome on the Glorious Movie Show than they are pretty much anywhere else. Moody? Cream of the crop. Okay.
You got a choice.
Choice.
Indie game or a PlayStation exclusive?
You know what? I refuse your choice. I want both.
You want both?
I want both. Not at the same time, obviously. Okay. Unless you fuse the two together in some kind of weird...
Oh, I don't think that would work. Not with one of them. Okay, I'll go the big one first. I'll go for one I think would be the best one at the end of it. Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah. I think that would be perfect right now for what Hollywood is wanting to do. Again, going back to what they want to do with diversity and everything like that. A huge, giant film like this would be a perfect synonym for what they want to do. A great story, great visuals, great character. I think Peter Jackson could be a pretty good director for this, for what he did with the epicness of the Lord of the Rings. I think he could be pretty darn good on that. Or James Cameron, he likes creating epic films, sci-fi epicness films with strong female protagonists on it and everything. So yeah, I think something like that with Aloy, I think would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that would be really cool. And I get what you mean by Peter Jackson, because I was picturing Horizon, as a TV show, it is like those wide shots of like the landscape and stuff, and then you got gigantic robot dinosaurs. It'd be really easy to sell people to watch it who have never heard of Horizon, because it's a woman fighting robot dinosaurs.
Yeah.
There's your hook.
Yeah, robot dinosaurs.
Robot dinosaurs.
Oh, does that think that Tone was the Natalie Imbruglia song?
I mean, I remember the song.
Fair enough. There was a guy who did a review of it, which was basically robot dinosaurs, and it was to the theme of that song though.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What's your other one? What's your other one?
You want to go first?
I want to do. I found one that I want to talk about, but I'll let you go with your next one first.
My last one is Gone Home.
Oh.
I think that would be a psychological, perfect little story directed by. And I've got the director and the star already.
Hit me up.
John Krasinski and his wife Emily Blunt.
John Krasinski. Yes.
Give us that.
All right.
Just her telling her story using the visual storytelling, just like he did with A Quiet Place. It was mostly visual storytelling. You don't even speak in that movie for like the first 20 minutes to half an hour of that movie.
Yeah.
Of A Quiet Place. This one, it could literally just be emotional, facial features storytelling, and I think that would be pretty darn good. That would be very intriguing. That.
It'd be interesting to see how they did it. So I found one. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it. Overcooked.
I was thinking of that one. I was thinking of that.
Just found it on the Steam list. I was like, "Ooh, that's a good one." It's basically just The Office, right? Or like Parks and Rec, or something along those lines, set in a kitchen. But it's an absurdist comedy, so like it keeps the absurd nature of like Overcooked instead of just being set in a kitchen and having the name. Like that would be awesome. Like all the characters would just shout at each other all the time.
Yeah, I didn't think of like Office or that, but I literally thought a comedy for it. I literally was thinking of a comedy. That's perfect.
Definitely. Like it was quite far down on the scrolling, but I found it and I was like, "That's the one." That's the one. I saw Cuphead, and then I was like, they're already making Cuphead. Overcooked. Hell yeah, it's a good one. I'd watch the shit out of that. It'd be hilarious.
It could be literally like kind of like a monster of the week type of, or a baddie of the week type of episode all the time. It's literally just the craziest thing, the craziest order of the week.
Yeah, or it's like the crazy like kitchen location. Like this week you're gonna be cooking in the Antarctic, like skating around. Don't slide off the edge.
In this week, you're in America's Maine, and you're cooking a sandwich.
Yeah, it could literally the customers with the most outlandish thing. I want a spaghetti bolognese with Mediterranean cheese and Himalayan salt or something like that. You know, there could be some crazy like that, and they're just like, "What? I don't know how we're gonna do this, but we're gonna do it."
But we've got to do it, otherwise the restaurant will be shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just seeing if anything else stood out. No. And now I'm down to the part of the list where Galgun is, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna close the laptop now, and we are just gonna say that'll do it for this video. We hope you enjoyed our picks. If you have any picks of your own, please leave them in the comments below. We'll read them, and we'll probably love them, because no idea is a bad idea. People. Yeah. We're reasonable people. Say bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, that's the American salute.